Well, a very good morning to you, Sakina. You're quite right. We are here in Kyalami, where the program for the special official funeral for the late Ambassador Ndate Billy Modise is currently underway. Now, what is currently happening is that the family is holding a small private ceremony here inside the house, where there will be a small viewing, a private viewing, and the draping of the casket before the funeral procession then moves to the Marks Park, where the official funeral program will begin. But to talk to us a little bit more about the legacy that Ndate Modise left behind, is family spokesperson and also the head of the ANC Veterans League, Ndate Dr. Snooky Zigalala. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. You, in your capacity here as a spokesperson of the Modise family, and also the head of the ANC Veterans League, you work quite closely with Ndate Modise. What legacy does he leave to South Africa in his work towards reconciliation and building South Africa's democracy?
Well, as you know, Billy, as he was affectionately known, played a very important role in the fight against apartheid, in the fight in terms of reconciliation, for instance, for ensuring that we have this democracy that we have. Just imagine in 1960, a person leaving the country and going to Botswana. From Botswana, he found that the plane that was organized for him has left, and then he hitchhiked from Botswana straight to Tanzania. Those were very, very dangerous times because there was no infrastructure at all, and he was determined to go to Tanzania. He was determined to go to go and study in Oslo, especially in Sweden. And so just imagine the determination that he had, that he wanted knowledge and he wanted to go and mobilize the international community in the fight against apartheid. Arriving in Sweden, he wanted to study medicine, but he then got involved in mobilizing the Swedish community in the fight against apartheid in terms of boycotting South African goods. And he went to Olof Palme and said, look, as a Prime Minister, can you impose sanctions against South Africa? He said, no, you must first convince the Swedish community that they should boycott South Africa. He had to move from campus to campus, underground trains where he distributed leaflets to students, and making sure that people understood what apartheid was all about, and making sure that the Swedish community supports our struggle against apartheid. We, as veterans, we lived with him in Zambia, and we received food from the Swedish government. We received cars from the Swedish government. We received clothes from the Swedish government. We never had we never had any food. The only thing that we got was from the Swedish government. And so the Swedish government really supported us in the struggle against apartheid.
Dr. Zigalala, aside from the fact that Ndate Modise was also an ambassador, he also did quite a lot with regards to reconciliation and peace, not just in South Africa, but across the continent. Let's talk a little bit more about some of the work that he did after his retirement.
Well, after his retirement, as you know, that was involved in a number of NGOs, was also involved with foreign affairs in terms of training young diplomats, and also in the provinces, training people in terms of what etiquette is all about, what diplomacy is all about. Also, he was involved with the former President Mbeki in these peace talks and establishing peace in the continent. And so he played a very important role. One of the most other important role he played internally in South Africa, he was part of the Stalwarts 101. These are ANC veterans who, when they saw the downward trajectory of our own organization, where our past leadership was abusing the power that they had, and they decided that, look, not in our name, let's reorganize ourselves and ensure that we hold our leadership accountable. That's the role that he played.
Just a final question. The funeral procession is going to leave the family home here in Kyalami between now and 8 o'clock and move to the Marks Park, venue. Just talk to us very quickly about what the process that's going to follow will be for the day.
Well, the process is that the family is having a private ceremony currently. There are prayers going on, and from here they leave at 8 o'clock for Marks Park. At the Marks Park, then it will be an official state funeral, where the official, maybe the president is there, we will be there to be able to be part and parcel of the ceremony. From there, he'll be buried at West Park Cemetery. It will be a private funeral, and of course, the family would like to thank South African society for having given them support during these trying times. It has been very difficult for the family, but
Well, losing the signal there, but we got the gist of what Dr. Snooki Zigalala was saying. It is a private ceremony at the Modise home currently. Nozintombi Miya, our reporter there. And then, as he said, later on they'll proceed to West Park. But before that, they'll go to Marks Park. And our colleague Desiree Chauke will pick it up from there. But right now, let's get the latest.